And welcome to my channel. My name is Shawnee and we are Glitzy Stitches Home by Shawnee Lee. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Friends, I am so excited today. I tell ya, we are going to be working on our craft fair ideas, our second series for 2024. Now guys, again, I'm doing this fall craft fair and I have not done a fall craft fair yet, so I'm super excited. It's a 2-day event at an apple orchard here near our town. And today I wanted to show you how to use 2 different methods of putting your gnomes together where you have a good quality gnome that is worthy of selling at your craft fair. Now I work extra diligently on these gnomes because I want them to be around for my customer for a very long time to come. What we're going to be doing today is I purchased a brand new sewing machine this year and we're going to be sewing, and we're going to be using a little bit of hot glue, some E6000, and I'll tell you where I use that. But without further ado, let's get started and I'll explain the different methods as we go. First of all, this is a sock. I paid 10 cents for this sock because it is a graduation sock, but it's perfect for our gnomes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this sock right off just above the heel. And I'm doing this because I want these gnomes taller, because we're going to package this one. I'm going to take you from start to finish, a full tutorial. Now this is one of the 3-inch rounds. It's the wooden round, and I did purchase this at Hobby Lobby. Now I've put E6000 on the bottom of some bolts. I've put 5 bolts, and that really weights our gnome down. But I'm not happy with just the E6000. I want to reinforce this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pool in the center of the nut, just like so, of hot glue. And I'm going to let this hot glue dry before we put it in our sock. This helps to keep the nuts in place as the E6000 sets, because you need about 24 hours for that to happen. So we're going to do these pools of glue. Now we're going to set this to the side. Okay, let's work on our shoes. Okay, our shoes, I want the shoes and the hats to match, guys. And what we're going to do is I have this material here, and I purchased this at Joann Fabrics, and I'm going to cut. I want it to go, I want the bats to be seen, so we want it to go in this direction. Okay, now our trees are this way, so I'm going to go with the bottom. I'm going to wing this and do about 1.5 inches. Let me see. Yeah, about 1.5 inches. So I'm going to cut it. Want to make sure I have plenty to tuck. I'm going to try to get this as straight as I can. You can also use your rotary cutter for this on your mat. I'm just winging it for today. Just like that. Now I have this purple felt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a square. And you want to do the bottom sole of your shoe first. And I'll show you why in just 1 second. I'm just going to cut out a square. It does not have to be any size because I'll show you what we're going to do. Now this is another hot glue technique we're going to use because this sticks really, really well. We're going to use hot glue on the shoes. and only hot glue on the shoes. I've never had a problem with shoes falling apart using hot glue. It's worked really, really well, and I've been doing this for about 5 years now. This is my 5th season already. And so, boom, just like that. Can't go wrong doing it that way. Okay, let's go ahead and cut around our shoe. I think this purple is so pretty. And I'm going to leave about a 1/4 inch around the shoe. Then I'm going to proceed to go around the shoe, make a few slits. Does not have to be perfect because this will all be covered. Make a few slits, take some hot glue, and there we go. I'm going to hold that right there. And we're going to do this all the way around the shoe. If you have to make more slits, you can. Don't worry about any overspill or anything. That will all be covered. And in my opinion, guys, if anything, it helps to make it stronger. Just like so. I've been excited about doing this gnome, and I'm hoping it turns out the way I want it to. Can't wait to show you guys the packaging. You guys, packaging, I said it before in my last video, and I'll say it again. Packaging is everything at a craft fair. Just like so. As long as it doesn't get on the bottom of your shoe, you're good, guys. There. Well, that's perfect. Now that'll sit a minute. Okay, same here. We're going to just go ahead and go around the shoe, leave about a 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to leave a 1/4, guys. It's just better that way. There we go. All right. Make our little dashes here. Again, our hot glue. Thank you for joining me today. It has been, today I believe it's the 21st, so yeah, it's the last official day of summer, I do believe, or the first day of autumn, one or the other. But it's 85 degrees here in Michigan, and it is hot. I told my husband, I'm glad that my fair is in a couple weeks, and I hope that they're predicting it's going to be 69, 70, which is actually quite warm for us here in Michigan that time of year. So I am hoping, guys, that it is that temperature because we're going to be in a tent and it's going to be warm. So, all right. And there we go. Now we're going to let those set a second. Now I'm going to take our material. Again, I purchased this material. I'm going to show you this one at Joann Fabrics. And guys, I just think it is so, so cute. This was a remnant, and I think I paid $1.50 for it. It's just, the remnants are just such a good price. They charge a certain price per yard. They take half off of that and then half off of that price. I'm going to take, if you hear my dogs, I apologize. They're inside. I have their music on, but they're kind of hyper today. But I love them. And this is how I do it. I flap it over. I take a little bit more glue and I try to follow the line, that line right where the sole of the shoe ends. Perfect. As we know, not everything's perfect and usually hit a snag here or there, but hopefully by being patient, as I'm usually not, it'll help me here. There we go. There we go. But with 2 weeks to go, I need to get these done. My gnomes are my #1 seller at my craft fair. This year I'm adding shoes to each gnome. With the shoes, I did do a price increase. I usually sell them $12 each or 2 for $20. This year I'm raising my price with everything going on to $15 each or 2 for $25. We're going to cut it just like so. And I cuff. If you've been with me a minute, you know I cuff. And I cuff just like this. And we're going to go and I'm going to just like so. And we're going to go straight up like that. Okay. Now, okay, so there's our shoe. You can see the trees. That's so cool. I love that. Absolutely love that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a dot of glue right there, hot glue. I'm going to just like that. Okay. Bring this forward like so. Start folding in the back and then do the front last, just like that. A wee bit of hot glue behind, and there we go. I think these are adorable. Absolutely adorable. And later on, when we put this guy together, we'll decide whether we need like little bows or just to leave it plain, maybe a little black bead. That would look really cool, like in the center of that. Okay. But what we are going to do is I'm going to go find my black ribbon. My stretchy elastic ribbon. Now I purchased this at Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. And then last year I bought about 3 more of these. You guys, I use this for my gnome shoes all of the time. You can stretch this and make it so tight. Isn't that just a nice clean fit? Just going to clean this up a little bit on the bottom. And it looks great. It looks absolutely great. So what we're going to do is I've taken the elastic. I just pull some off the spool. I want to make sure it's straight. That's a big thing. It's having it nice and straight. You're going to take your back, the back of your shoe. You're going to take your elastic. You're going to apply a little bit of hot glue right there. Now I do not start the bead until I make sure that the back is secure. Okay, here we go. And again, you can use any kind of ribbon on this that you would like. I prefer the elastic, the colored elastic, and I do that because I can stretch this. And it also helps to secure the material to the bottom of the shoe, to our sole. So you're going to ensure that it's not going anywhere when you can pull it tight like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way around the shoe, again, beating the glue right at the line where the material of the shoe and the sole meet. And I'm pulling it as far as I can, guys. I want this nice and tight. Okay. Just like so. And you know how fast hot glue dries. And if you'd like, you can also come behind this with a fabric adhesive. You could use Fabri-Tac or anything like that for fabric that would work fine as well. Now see guys, I went a little bit overboard with the glue right there. What I'm going to do is let that completely dry until it's white. I'm going to come back with either my finger blade and or a pair of very sharp scissors and cut that off. I don't want to try to spread it or anything because it'll make it look terrible. I'm just going to be honest. It makes it look like someone blew their nose on it, and it's really gross. If we need to add anything to these, to like the tongue of the shoe, when we get our gnome put together. Now for the body and the hat. Okay, here is the body. Now the body measures 10 by 13, and on the 13-inch side, we fold, okay? Now, have it folded on the 13-inch side, and I've simply sewn a 1/4-inch seam on the wrong side down on the 13-inch side. Okay, now what we want to do now is this is going to be our top, the top part of our hat, and this is going to be the bottom. Now we want to make a fold that is 2.5 inches. So we want to cuff this 2.5 inches. And you want to make sure that it's on the side you need it to be on again, and you want to cuff about 2.5 inches. I'm going to go to my machine and I'm going to sew around right here around the entire cuff just to make sure it's nice and secure. So we have our little cuff sewn. I just went over and I sewed it on my machine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the top and we're going to take some jute. Actually, first I'm going to take one of my elastics. If you've been with me a minute, you know I always take an elastic first. It kind of helps guide me. But we will back it up with some jute because, as you know, this elastic over time will rot. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this around. Just makes it more simplified. There we go. Do that. Now I'm going to take a piece of jute, cut it, wrap it. There we go. Don't want a whole bunch of bulk up here, so just trim that off. Okay, and we're going to turn it on the right side. Awesome. Super, super cute. Now that's cute. Real nice. What we're going to do, okay, like this. Can you see the spiders? They happen to be in the back, unfortunately, but there they are. Okay, now we're going to cuff this again. Okay, now wait till you see what we have for decorations. All right, now what we're going to do is a little bit different today. Now our beard measures 3 3/4 by 3 1/4 inches. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to tack this right to the front, almost like you're making a wine bottle cover. In fact, it's just like you're making a wine bottle cover. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue right here. Let me grab another glue stick. All right. Let's put some glue right here. Just like this. My Sure Bonder is finally given out, guys. I've had this for 5 years, ever since I started my channel, and it's finally going to give out, I think. Okay, we're going to go up in here, and we're just going to pat this right on here. Watch your fingers. I just got burned. So watch your fingers. We're just going to pat this on here like so. Doing this a little bit different today. Try to keep your glue on your beard only. Don't do what I just did. Okay. So what we're going to do, now see this? This has had time to set. There's some pools of hot glue in there, and our E6000 is getting there for sure. And I can do this. It's nice, gives it a nice weight. And once we get our stuffing in there, it'll be really cool. All right, so go ahead. Get the sock around the bottom of like the toe of the sock. Okay. It's not going to hurt to have some of the black non-striped coming up. That's wonderful, actually. Just like that. Okay. Now, y'all know I use the stuffing from Walmart, the Walmart stuffing from the pillow. I've used this for years, and it goes a long, long way. Sorry about the noise. I have to find my opening. We're going to make these gnomes tall. I don't want them fat. I looked last year at my last year's. I had just a couple left over, and I had a pink one, and I just thought she was so pretty, but you know, she didn't sell. And I truly believe the reason is she was smaller because she was like pudgier. So we're going to make these a little bit taller. Maybe. Here we go. Grab an elastic. Excuse my chihuahua. All right, there we go. We're going to back it up with jute. Oh, this has got a nice substantial weight to it. I like that. Back it up with some jute. Just like this. Always want to, I don't put bows on this, guys, because it's permanent. So there we go. Let's trim this off, make it look nice. There we go. And that's what it should look like. Okay. Now, let's get our hat. Okay. Going to go ahead and put our hat on. Oh, this is adorable. I get it right on here. Nice little Halloween hat, and you can work this right up in there, guys. It's so pliable and nice. Work it right up in there, just like so. Okay. You can go any way you want it to go, just like that. All right, now we're going to go ahead. We're going to get the nose on. Okay, the nose is going to go about right here. Of course, we want to get that nice and centered, and you guys know me. We're going to put some E6000 on this first. If you'd like to use a Fabri-Tac, by all means, you can do that as well. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dabble a little bit of E6000 in the center of my piece, and I'm going to put the nose on. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back here. We're going to take some hot glue. We're going to go under the hat, and we're going to push just to secure a little dot of the hat. Okay. Oh, this is really, really nice. Okay. Let's take our E6. Show you how I do this. We're going to take our E6. A dabble right in the center. Come on now, you're right there. I see you. There you go. Right there. Go around a little bit so it'll spread. This back on your top's going to go on nice and tight. This E6 is strong stuff. Okay, now we're going to take our hot glue. Once again, we're going to go around. Now, guys, I have had to mess with noses in the past. Not getting them centered, not doing blah, 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 this and that. They need to be centered. That's all there is to it. But your piece has to be centered in order to get your nose centered. And I'm going to go right up here. I'm going to push up a little bit, and I'm going to push in. And there we go. All right. Isn't that cute? Now wait till you see what we have in store. Okay, guys, I have a black rose. It's one of the felt roses that I purchased in a pack from the Dollar Tree. I have this styrofoam bone. It's really shiny, so I'm interested to see how this is going to work. And then I have this orange spider. Now, there's not a bit of orange on this dude. So did I want to put black? Well, sort of, you know, just to be matchy-matcherton. But right, this is Halloween. It's not about matchy-matcherton. It's about making it look cool, right? And again, just like our nose, we're going to go ahead with hot glue and we're going to go right around this, just like that. Okay. I want to place this in the perfect spot. So I'm going to turn him this way, guys. Okay, look at me, little gnome man. We're going to put it right there. Okay. We're going to put this right to the side of his nose. Okay. Just like this. We want to make sure it's stuck. Good and stuck. Just like this. All right. There you go. That's better. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put a dollop right here. A little bit E6. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the sides of this. Not too much because remember the end of the bone sticks out a little bit on the ends. You don't want glue just hanging there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this just like that. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's good. Okay, just like that. There. Now, how do we want our shoes? Boom, just like that. That's perfect. Is he going to sit nice and straight on there? Okay, so let's take our brush. Where did our brush go? Right here. I think I'm going to try to make him a mustache. There we go. Now, I'm going to take some E6000. Dabble, just a dabble here and there. Just a, you know, just a little dabble here and there. All right, now all right, hot glue. We got to kind of work a little bit fast. But my gun is giving out. I need a new hot glue gun. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. I've been wondering when I was going to need one. And I just spoke of that, so I guess I jinxed myself. Okay, let's see here now. All right, good, right in the center. Comb his hair down like this. There we go. I think this turned out absolutely wonderful. Good and balanced. Check him out. He's adorable. I love him. You guys like him? I think he turned out great. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, friends, I decided on no arms. I did not like the way the arms looked on this guy at all. I did, however, add some hands sticking out, some skeletal hands sticking out from the rows, as well as an arm bone and a couple of feet right here, just to kind of dress him up a little bit. I think he turned out absolutely adorable. And if you like what you've seen today, go ahead and give me a great big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell next to your subscription and you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. I can also be found on Instagram and Facebook at Glitzy Stitches Home by Shawnee Lee. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay tuned for our next video. I am going to put tote bags together or grocery bags together. It is so much fun and they have just turned out so well, and I want to show you guys craft fair idea number 3. Thank you for joining me for craft fair idea number 2, our creepy gnome, and I'll see you next time. Bye.